Hello. Hello to you, Jess. Hello to you, Laura. Hello to you, Caroline. And of course, a big old hello to Angela. My name is David Late. I used to work with Angela. Angela, the messages, we're missing you a lot. Angela asked me to come over to the start of your day today to share my thoughts with you as an outsider on strategy, planning and implementation. And unfortunately, I couldn't be here with you today in person, so I thought I'd put together this little old video and send that in to you, and I hope it is of some help. I put it together in a very short period of time. My talk is so new that it's just still written in freehand and I can hardly read what I've written. So forgive me if I'm a bit stilted. I hope that what I say is going to resonate with you and get your creative juices flowing and help to set you up for a really, truly great day. But if you think that what I'm saying is rubbish, you obviously are free to and welcome to discard what I'm saying to you. But I put it to you, in doing so, I would have already achieved my aim, because in the process of discarding what I'm saying to you, it will get your creative juices flowing anyway on what you believe is the way forward. So here we go. Let's dive into what I got to say, fast and furious, coming across in no particular order. I just want to say, first of all, something about strategy. When you are planning a strategy, by token, you have to have a goal, a target, an aim, a dream in mind. Because without it, what's the point? What is the point? What I think is very important in achieving your target, your goal, your dream, is to have the engagement, the buy-in of your team in the stuff that you want to go for. Because you're not going to be able to do all this alone. So for me, in the first instance, the goal, the target, the dream is not important. What is important at this stage is team. Team. Get the team right and you'll play the game right. Each player is important. Each team member needs to play their part. Now, I think that life, that business, it's just like playing a game of football. It's all a team game. Now, if you just take a look at a football team for a minute, you've got the manager who sets the tone, he sets the game plan. He sets up the formation of play, but then he's got to get off the field, get out of the way and let your team play. He's not allowed to stay on the field. And that's what you need to do with your team. Set them up, tell them what the aims are, what the rules are, and then get out of their way. Don't overmanage them, because if you do that, you will stifle them. Now, you are at the top, aren't you? Because you're here setting out your strategy. Excuse me. So you need to get your team playing for you. They need to understand how the opposition plays the game. They need to understand the formation that you want them to play in. Who does what and when. They have to understand the part that they have to play. They need to start playing the game. And above all, when they start playing the game with each other, they need to play nicely. They need to be good, supportive team players. Now, you are the leaders. You're the team manager. You need to offer coaching, training and discipline where needed. Think about a football team for a minute. If a player doesn't want to play the manager's way, if he's a good player, he's going to go out there and play anyway and play to the plan. However, if the game ain't going well, when it comes to half time, he'll have his say, won't he, in the dressing room for the good of the team. He'll have his say. And if he makes a really good case, the manager may agree to change that pattern of play. If the manager listens to what is a good case that's put forward, but he decides to carry on with the original plan, the player, if he's a good person, will have to still go with that plan. And think about this. In a football team, if a player doesn't toe the line, if a player doesn't play well, the manager will substitute him or even sell him. And that's what exactly you need to do with your team. There's a saying from a great speaker that I love. Winners hang with winners and losers, they hang with losers. And you've got to be careful who you hang around with, and you've got to be careful who you let be part of your team. Because as this great speaker says, and he says this with real passion, if you've got a bad egg in your circle, get rid of them as quickly as you can. He says, for God's sake, get rid of them as quickly as you can. Before they bring you down, before they bring your company down, your team down and everyone else down with them. Get rid of them as quickly as you can. One last thing about a football match, something you need to put in your business. I think it's great to put in a business. At a football match, the supporters, they don't just sit there, do they, like muted, just watching the game, waiting for a goal to be scored, and then they go mad, screaming and shouting. No, that doesn't happen at a football team. What happens is the crowd, they're cheering their players on while they're playing the game, cheering them on to score a goal. If you could just do that in your business, you'd start bringing it to life, getting people really engaged in the business. Now, let's go on and talk a bit more about target, dreams, goals. When you're setting your target, your dreams, your goals, be big, be bold, and be brassy. You have budget, you have KPIs to meet, but keep the dream simple. Goebbels was the propaganda man for Hitler, and he said this, very succinct what he said, very clever. The bigger the crowd you're talking to, the simpler the message needs to be. So to engage people, to get through to them, keep it simple. In my business, for example, we've got the same old boring targets and KPIs that you get that's set by the management and the accountants, but we simplify the message. The dream is, the mission is, sell as much as you can, save as much as you can, make as much profit as you can, and be as happy as you can while you're doing it. And make sure you're doing everything you can to get a good work-life balance. That's our mission. Game on. Let's just talk about implementation now. When you implement a strategy, you will be implementing a degree of change. Your team will not like change. No one does, not even me. But you need to get this message across. The one constant in this big old, ever demanding, fast-paced world in which we live. There is just one constant. It's there all the time. And that one constant is change. There will always be change. Once you understand this, once you deal with this, once you suck it up, it's easier to accept, it's easier to understand. If you stand still in the jungle, you're going to get eaten. Just look at Brentford nylons, Woolworths, Debenhams. Look at the high street in general, standing still, getting eaten up alive. One of the biggest reasons that your team will not like change is fear. Fear. This is a really good acronym for fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So talk to your team about their fears, confront their fears, talk about the evidence that they've got for their fears and show them that it is false. When fear comes a knocking at your door, make sure that you open that door with positivity and smack negativity on the nose with positivity, because fear always runs and hides in the presence of fear. And as we know, often the things that we fear, when we confront it, they don't really exist. In my book, the single biggest issue that you need to change, that you need to get on top of when implementing your strategy, is your team's mindset. Mindset matters. You need to tackle the problem, the issue that you've got, what you want to achieve. You need to tackle it from the inside, from inside their heads. You need to win their hearts, to win their minds. This is where you will find your success, and believe that because it's true. If you go to a party, for example, with the attitude that it's just going to be rubbish, that the band is going to be rubbish, that the food is rubbish, the venue is rubbish, that there'll be hardly anyone there and there's no atmosphere, and all that is true, and that will confirm to you that you were right, that the party is going to be rubbish. So when you get there and it's all true, you'll have a rubbish time. But you know what? If you go to that same party with a positive attitude, you're going to have a great time no matter what. You can have a band that's rubbish. You can have food that's rubbish. There can be no one there. There can be no atmosphere. You might be dancing on your own, but you'll have a great time because it's all about your mindset. Mindset matters. A single biggest mindset issue, the most important mindset that you have to win is the battle with yours mind, with your mindset. Now, today is the time that you're going to discuss, debate, argue, battle, agree and plan. It's important that the plan that you agree to, that you are, it's important that what you agree to, right, that you are fully on board with as a team. It's important that you are going to go out there and back each other up. It's important that you show that you are total team. Don't you dare go and be the weakest link in your team. If your mind is not right, your plan won't work. If you're not together, your plan won't work. If you don't believe, your plan won't work. And finally, from me to you, and I mean this, I'd like to say the biggest thing that you need to achieve in your business, for you, for yourself, for your customers, for everybody, is happiness throughout your business. Because if you achieve that throughout your business will zing and you will enjoy what you do. And think on this, at the end of the day, if you and the people in your business are not happy, ask yourself this: what's the bloody point? Hope some of this has resonated with you. Go and have a really, truly great day. Thanks.